5 stretches that fix 90% of your problems after 40. Let me tell you something that surprised me when I analyzed pain and mobility research in men over 40. I spent months diving into the data, and here's what I discovered. 90% of the pain, stiffness, and movement problems you're experiencing aren't from aging. They're from 5 specific areas of tightness your body develops from modern life. Sitting, driving, looking at screens, sleeping on your side for 40 plus years. Here's the thing, the elite 5% who move pain-free at 60, they're addressing these 5 areas daily. The 95% with chronic shoulder pain, knee issues, and back problems, they're stretching randomly or not at all. And honestly, when I saw how these 5 stretches connect to nearly every injury pattern in middle-aged men, I had to read the research 3 times. These aren't just stretches, they're fixes for decades of dysfunction. Number 1, hip flexor tightness. Sitting for hours, it's something we all do. Whether it's at the desk, in the car, or on the couch, our bodies get locked into a static position. The hip flexors, those key muscles connecting the lower back and legs, get tight and restricted, which in turn causes lower back pain and glutes. Sound familiar? It's that nagging ache in your back when you stand up after a long stretch of sitting. It's the stiff hips that don't want to cooperate when you try to stand tall or move fluidly. And here's the kicker. This tightness doesn't just affect comfort, it messes with your mobility and overall posture too. What I see often is older fit men assuming that strength training is enough to counteract the effects of tight hips. So we hit the weights, squats, deadlifts, whatever the program says. But with tight hip flexors, these movements become more about compensation than actual strength building. Your body starts to shift and adapt in all the wrong ways. What's the result? Pain, discomfort, and that frustrating feeling of not being able to get as deep in your squat or reach your full potential. What to do instead? What if I told you that a simple hip flexor stretch could change that? Try the lunge stretch. Step forward, bend one knee into a lunge, and feel the stretch at the front of your hip. Hold it for 30 seconds to a minute per side. It's a small investment of time, but it can release years of tension. This stretch opens up your hips, allowing them to move freely again. As your hip flexors loosen, you'll start to feel your posture improve, that dull lower back pain fade, and your glutes finally starting to fire properly. Better posture, a pain-free lower back, and glutes that actually work the way they should. And who doesn't want that? Think about that feeling when you've been sitting for too long and you finally stand up, your body creaks, groans, and you have to stretch just to get comfortable. Now, imagine those few minutes of stretching each day, making that stiff, aching feeling a thing of the past. Just a couple of minutes can make a world of difference in how you move and feel throughout the day. It's not magic, it's just good movement, and it's something every man over 40 should be doing. Number 2, thoracic spine tightness. You've probably noticed it. Tightness in your upper back that causes your shoulders to feel stiff, your neck to ache, and even restricts your breathing. This is all thanks to a tight thoracic spine. When this area gets stiff, it limits shoulder mobility, makes simple movements feel strained, and before you know it, you're dealing with neck pain that feels like it won't ever go away. The thing is, this tightness doesn't just affect how you feel in the gym. It impacts everything. How you sit, stand, and even how you breathe. A lot of men try to work around this issue by overcompensating with their shoulders or neck. So when reaching overhead or lifting something, we shift the load to other areas, causing even more tension. Instead of freeing up the thoracic spine, we just keep building up tension in the wrong places, which leads to poor posture, muscle imbalances, and even more discomfort. What we're doing is stacking problems on top of problems, and the longer you leave it, the harder it becomes to correct. Here's the simple solution: thoracic spine rotation. A few controlled rotations of the upper back will unlock that stiffness and help realign your posture. It's a straightforward move. Sit tall, place your hands behind your head, and gently rotate your upper body from side to side. This movement helps open up the thoracic spine, improves shoulder mobility, and relieves that nagging tension. You'll find relief from neck pain, restore fluid shoulder movement, and improve your overall posture. These are the building blocks for better function both in and out of the gym. Think about how it feels when you're sitting at your desk for hours. Shoulders rounded, neck forward. Then when you try to stand or reach for something, your upper body feels stiff and tight. A little rotation of the spine can free up that tension, helping you feel taller, more aligned, and with less pain when you move. It's about returning to a natural, pain-free state, something every man needs if he wants to move through life with confidence. Number 3, Restricted ankle mobility. If you've ever felt that sharp, nagging pain in your knees when you squat or lunge, it's likely due to restricted ankle mobility. Tight ankles make it difficult to perform basic lower body movements correctly, especially squats and lunges. When your ankles can't flex properly, the body compensates by shifting the load to your knees. This not only leads to knee pain, but it also impacts your squat depth, form, and overall lower body mechanics. The result? You're missing out on your full strength potential, and you're setting yourself up for joint pain and imbalances. Many men push through the discomfort and try to perform squats or lunges with limited ankle mobility. Instead of fixing the root of the issue, they compensate by letting the knees collapse inward or overextending them, which only increases stress on the joints. The problem compounds with every rep, leading to long-term discomfort and poor form. What to do instead? The fix is simple. Ankle dorsiflexion stretch or a calf stretch. Focus on improving the flexibility of your ankles by practicing these stretches. For the dorsiflexion stretch, place one foot forward with the other leg straight behind and gently bend your front knee toward the wall, keeping your heel flat on the ground. Hold for 30 seconds per side. This will increase ankle flexibility, improve squat depth, and give you better overall lower body mechanics. Improved ankle flexibility leads to reduced knee pain, better squat form, and more effective lower body strength. It's a small adjustment that makes a big difference. Think back to when you last did squats or lunges and you felt that restriction in your ankles. Maybe you couldn't squat low enough or your knees felt unstable. Improving your ankle mobility will take that discomfort away and give you smoother, deeper movements. With better ankle range of motion, you'll feel balanced and controlled, not restricted or imbalanced during your workouts. Number 4, shortened chest muscles. Tight chest muscles. This is something that happens when we spend too much time hunched over, whether it's from desk work, driving, or focusing too much on strength training without considering flexibility. When the chest muscles shorten and tighten, they pull the shoulders forward. Over time, this leads to postural decline, rounded shoulders, and even neck and upper back pain. It doesn't just look bad. It actually causes discomfort that limits your range of motion and affects how you move. Many fit men fall into the trap of focusing too much on strengthening their upper bodies, especially the chest and arms, without balancing it out with flexibility work. This creates an imbalance where tight chest muscles dominate and the muscles in the upper back and shoulders are neglected. Over time, the imbalance leads to a forward-rounded posture, which only adds more strain to your back and neck. The real issue is that we're not training our muscles to work together. They're working against each other. To fix this, you need to do a chest opener stretch or doorway stretch. It's simple, but incredibly effective. Stand in a doorway, place your arms at a 90-degree angle, and gently lean forward to open up the chest. This stretch targets the chest muscles and helps realign your posture. Hold it for about 30 seconds on each side and make it a daily habit. Improved posture, relief from shoulder pain, and a more balanced upper body. These stretches will help unlock tightness, allowing you to stand tall and feel more comfortable. You've probably noticed it yourself. After a long day at the desk, your shoulders are rounded forward and your upper back feels tight. The tight chest muscles are pulling everything out of alignment. A few minutes of stretching each day will help open up the chest and pull those shoulders back, correcting your posture and relieving the tension. It's about restoring balance and allowing your body to move the way it was meant to. Number 5, tight hamstrings. Tight hamstrings. This is one of those issues that many men over time just accept as part of getting older. But the truth is, tight hamstrings don't just affect the back of your legs. They alter your pelvic tilt, which can lead to chronic lower back and hip pain. Over time, this throws off your posture and the discomfort starts to feel like something you're just stuck with. But it's not inevitable. It's just tightness that needs addressing. What I often see is that older men just accept tight hamstrings as a normal part of aging, pushing through it without making any changes. This creates a cascade of issues as the hamstrings pull on the pelvis, the lower back rounds, and the hips tighten up. All of this compromises your posture and leads to that persistent lower back pain that you feel after sitting for long periods. The longer you leave it, the harder it is to correct, but that doesn't mean you have to live with it. The solution is simple. Introduce the standing hamstring stretch or seated hamstring stretch into your daily routine. Stretching your hamstrings will release the tension in the back of your legs and help restore proper pelvic alignment. A simple standing hamstring stretch where you hinge at your hips and reach toward your toes will do wonders. Hold for 30 seconds per side and aim for a few rounds each day. It's a small effort, but it'll make a big difference. You'll experience relief from lower back and hip pain, better flexibility, and improved posture. Your body will feel more aligned and stronger from the ground up. If you've ever sat for hours at your desk, you've probably felt that nagging sensation in your lower back when you get up. That's your tight hamstrings pulling on your pelvis. But with a consistent stretching routine, that discomfort becomes a thing of the past. You'll notice your posture improving and your back won't ache like it used to. Stretching daily isn't just about improving flexibility. It's about reclaiming comfort and making your body work for you, not against you. Bonus point. Daily stretching routine. Here's where things really start to change. I'm not just talking about a quick fix. I'm talking about committing to something that can completely transform the way you feel and move. A 30-day challenge. This isn't about doing one stretch here and there. It's about incorporating all 5 stretches: hip flexor stretch, thoracic spine rotation, ankle dorsiflexion stretch, chest opener, and hamstring stretch into your daily routine for the next 30 days. Imagine the difference that could make. I'm challenging you to commit to this daily routine. Just 10 to 15 minutes a day. Pick a time, whether it's first thing in the morning, during a break at work, or before bed. Start with the stretches I've shown you. Hold each stretch for 30 seconds to 1 minute and repeat. It's that simple. If you stick with it consistently, you'll start to notice the changes. The tightness you've accepted as part of life, gone. The pain you've learned to live with, a distant memory. You won't believe how much better you'll feel. Long-term pain relief, improved flexibility, enhanced strength, and a noticeable reduction in discomfort from everyday tasks. This routine will not only relieve your chronic aches, but will also improve your mobility and overall quality of life. I've had men in their 50s and 60s tell me that after sticking with a routine like this for just a few weeks, they saw massive improvements. Their posture straightened out, their movements became more fluid, and their strength was noticeable. That constant back pain reduced. Their mobility increased. This 30-day challenge is the real deal, and it's more than just a quick fix. It's the key to feeling and moving better for the long haul. So take this challenge seriously and see how it changes everything. Remember at the start, I told you that only 5% of men over 40 stay muscular and athletic? Now you know why. It's because most men don't address the issues that silently hold them back. Tight hips, a stiff spine, and restricted ankles don't just cause pain. They steal your strength and confidence. But now that you've got the tools to fix these problems, you've got an edge that most men simply don't. You've learned how to release those tight hip flexors and improve your squat depth. You've got the right approach to loosen up your thoracic spine and improve shoulder mobility. You now know how to open up your chest and fix that rounded posture. And you understand how stretching your hamstrings can give you your back and hips back. Most importantly, you've learned how to commit to these changes through a 30-day challenge, which will make this a permanent shift. It's not about age, it's about movement, consistency, and taking charge of your body before it takes charge of you. This is what we talk about on this channel, how to stay strong, agile, and pain-free at any stage in life. If that sounds useful to you, subscribe. I post new videos regularly about building strength, improving mobility, and maintaining a sharp physique. Hit the bell so you don't miss any of it. You're 40, 45, 50 plus. That's not a disadvantage, it's an advantage. The only question is, are you ready to unlock it? Age is just a number. Discipline is forever. Feel free to suggest a topic you'd like to watch next in the comment section. We'll notify you once it's posted. And if you want to dive deeper, check out this video next.